Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment NFL Week 6 picks and predictions. Last week I went 10-4 for my picks and predictions straight up. 2-3 for my guarantees. Oh, so close with two of them too. Oh, that's unfortunate. And I did even pick my own Tennessee Titans last week. Shame on me. But this week we're going to do better on both of those fronts here in NFL Week 6. And finally, this is a week I've been anticipating. The last couple weeks, not a lot of great matchups to me. Not really excited for any of the primetime games, any of the big games. But this week, we have some marquee matchups. And let's go ahead and get into it. There's no Thursday night football game, but we do begin on Sunday with the Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings. And this is a matchup where, look, you do have an 0-5 Falcons team facing a 1-4 Vikings team, but these are two offensive teams. This will at the very least be an entertaining shootout, so I will probably catch a little bit of this. Both of these teams are desperate. The Falcons just fired Dan Quinn, promoted Raheem Morris to be the interim head coach there. That should breathe life into them. The Vikings are still better coached, and they've been the better team all year, and I'm probably going to regret this. But give me the Falcons to get their first win of the season. I think Raheem Morris, and this was a guy that was coaching 10 years ago for the Buccaneers in his early 30s. I think this is still a guy that a lot of NFL players respect. I think he's going to mobilize the Falcons for this game. I think the team was over Dan Quinn, and I think the Falcons actually get this game done as Julio Jones should be back. We move on to the next game. We have the Chicago Bears at the Carolina Panthers. And the Chicago Bears proved me wrong again last week. I keep picking against the Bears. I probably picked against them 3 times in 4 of their wins this season. Am I going to do it again? Well, funny enough, I think I picked against the Panthers in at least 2 of their 3 wins, if not all 3 this season. So I really haven't had faith in either one of these teams. So the Panthers are at home. And the Bears, yes, we get it, they're 4-1, but I'm still not buying it. I'm sorry, Bears fans. You'll probably make the playoffs, I think. Even then, I'm not even sure about that one. But the Panthers have been performing a lot better than anticipated. Teddy Bridgewater is throwing that rock. This Matt Rule offense is working. Give me the Panthers in Carolina to get it done against the Chicago Bears. Moving on to the next game, we have the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 4-win teams, 1 4-0, the other 4-1. The Browns 4-1 for the first time since I think 1994. So the Browns are good, at least for now. And I think they'll be good throughout the season, don't get me wrong. But they're definitely good right now. Steelers, are they a Super Bowl contender? Well, if they win this game, we have to start taking them seriously. I had them 10-6 this season anyway, but now they're looking potentially 11 or 12, potentially. Not willing to go all in on that yet. I will say for this game, I am willing to go all in on the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game because it is on the road for the Browns. Not a big deal in this COVID-19 situation, but they are on the road. Steelers are at home. Difficult to win in the steel curtain. Don't see the Browns doing that right now. Give me the Steelers to win in Pittsburgh. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Indianapolis Colts. And the Bengals are continuing to be pretty bad. Whereas the Colts, they had a disappointing performance last week. They're going to need to bounce back this upcoming week, or they're going to fall to 3-3 after having started 3-1 and having won 3 straight games after their first loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You don't really know what to expect from the Colts, it seems like, but their defense should definitely get after the Bengals and Joe Burrow as they continue to have no protection for Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Give me the Indianapolis Colts to win this game in Indy. Next game, we have the Denver Broncos at the New England Patriots, a game that was scheduled for NFL Week 5 but was postponed to this Week 6. This is good news for the Patriots, whereas now Cam Newton will be back for the Patriots on Thursday. He's scheduled to be back as long as he tests negative, and I think he may already be testing negative, actually. So he'll be back in the lineup for the Patriots, making this an easy game for me to predict. There's a chance also that Drew Lock is back for the Broncos, but they've lost so much defensively at this point. And now Melvin Gordon has a DUI as well. Yeesh. There are problems in Denver. Got to go with the Patriots right now, especially in Foxborough. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles remain desperate at this point. I thought they were going to compete and lose against the Steelers last week, and actually they did for the most part because it was a 2-point game. The Steelers won by 9, but it was a 2-point game in that fourth quarter. Can they upset the Ravens here? Well, let me tell you this. This is going to be another close game. You know, the Eagles, they were able to beat the 49ers in San Francisco. They were able to hang with the Steelers for a while. They were able to, what was the other team that they faced that they were able to hang around for a while and lose? I can't remember. But the Ravens have, been showing that the offense is not nearly as good as it was last season right now. And the Eagles defense is also not a particularly huge threat, but it's decent. They can get at the quarterback and give you some problems. Cool. So give me the Ravens to win here, but only by 7. I think this will be a competitive matchup at one that ultimately, yet again, the Eagles lose. Next, give me the Detroit Lions at the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Jaguar fans, so excited after your week 1 win against the Indianapolis Colts, saying, oh, we're not tanking. What are you talking about? Get out of here. You're tanking, okay? You got your week 1 win, and it may be the only win you get. As I have the Detroit Lions going to Jacksonville and getting it done. Matthew Stafford recording his 2nd win of the season because, the Lions have to get their obligatory 4 to 6 wins. They have to. It's in their DNA. It's their move. They do it now as they beat the Jaguars. Washington football team at the New York Giants. Oh, God. So I thought the Washington football team was going to compete last week under the leadership of Kyle Allen. He got hurt. And then, Captain checked down. Alex Smith came into the game and checked down more than I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he ended up having like 3.5 yards per attempt. I mean, it was bad. Maybe that was even per completion. I mean, it was really low. He had like 30-something yards with like... I think it was like 8, 9, 10 completions at one point. I was like, what is this guy doing out there? Checking it down. Nothing down the field at all. I don't know who to pick here. The Giants competed, they competed last week against the Cowboys. Okay. So that's some thread for me to grab on here. But the Washington football team has been a better team all year. All year they've been a better team. And they're a better coach team right now with Ron Rivera. So, give me the Washington football team. I don't know. Don't hold me to this. But both of these teams stink. I just think one has Ron Rivera and the other one has Joe Judge, who I will already judge and say that he sucks. All right, that's my conclusion. All right, next game. We have the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. Kind of spoiled that one, but that's okay. The Titans got it done last week against the Bills. This was something I did not anticipate. And a lot of Titans fans, they hate me whenever I don't pick for the team. Oh, you're a fake fan. I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's so absurd. I pick us to win 3 out of 4 games in the season. The 4th game, I don't pick us to win. Now I'm a fake fan. Jesus, just leave me alone. God. There's plenty of Titans channels on this YouTube that will pick them every week. Go watch them, please, I beg you. For me, I know that this is a dangerous game for us. 5 days coming after a dominant win against the Buffalo Bills on Tuesday Night Football. But luckily for us, the Houston Texans' run defense stinks. So this should actually be a good opportunity for the Titans to get their run game going again with Derrick Henry. So give me the Titans here. But I must say, we do have to have our eyebrow raised because we do know our history with Deshaun Watson. So I'm going to pick also the Titans moving forward until they lose at this point because, I mean, as long as they keep winning, I think by the time they face the Ravens, they'll be like 8-0. I'll pick them to win that. If they go all the way to week 15 and there's 15, 14-0 facing the Packers, I'll pick them to win that. I'm basically picking the Titans until they lose at this point. So don't worry about that. But, definitely for this one against the Texans, I'm picking them to win here. All right, next game we have the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins had a very impressive victory last week against the San Francisco 49ers, whereas the Jets have had an impressive performance against nobody this entire season. Give me the Dolphins to win this game at home, but when is my boy Tua Tagovailoa going to get into the game? Come on, we need to see some of Tua eventually, right? And the Jets just released Le'Veon Bell. Dear God, what's going on in New York? How does Adam Gase still have a job? We don't know. Look how Tannehill's playing. Look how Devontae Parker's playing. Look how everyone's playing outside of Adam Gase. Get rid of Adam Gase. We move on So the next game, we have the Green Bay Packers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And okay, now we're talking once again in terms of matchups this week. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, a matchup that we've gotten only so rarely over the last decade. But now that they're in the same conference, we'll get a little more and more before Brady, retires, and maybe even next year. But for right now, we'll enjoy it. So Aaron Rodgers, this guy's been on a tear. Zadarius Smith, the man pictured right there, he's been playing well. He's added to the Packers pass rush even more than he did last year when he arrived. You gotta go with the Packers in this matchup, man. The Buccaneers were showing their offensive problems last week. Now, if the Buccaneers come out and win this one, this will be a statement. We are Super Bowl contenders indeed, and I think that they are. But right now, you gotta put them under the Seahawks and the Packers, who we're talking about it. They're facing this matchup. If they win this game, I'll put them right there. Yes, despite the 2 losses that they have to the Saints and the Bears, I'll still put them right there because it goes to show that when the chips are really on the table, they can show up and beat these really great teams in the Packers and Seahawks. We're going to have to see it, though. Give me the Green Bay Packers to win this game. Cannot pick against Aaron Rodgers the way he's playing right now. We move on to the next game. We have the Los Angeles Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. And the 49ers, look at the 49ers now. They're 2-3. In their 2 wins this season, we're facing teams from East Rutherford, New Jersey, facing the Jets and the Giants. So right now, there is no reason to believe whatsoever that the 49ers are good at all. There's no reason at all to believe that the 49ers are good at all. They're 2-3. They beat the 2 worst teams in the league. 2 worst teams in the league. That's all they've beaten. However, I do think this game will be close. It's NFC West action. These teams know each other well, but the Rams are so much better coached right now. They're rolling right now. I got to go with the Rams here, but I do think the 49ers will compete, maybe even win. I just can't pick them to win right now because they haven't beat anybody worth a win this season. So call me when they beat a team that has 1 win this season. All right, so next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills, a Monday Night Football game. We have yet another Monday Night Football doubleheader here in this 2020 NFL season. Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. Josh Allen, who did not perform well in that Tuesday night game against the Titans. He's going to bounce back in this one, but the Chiefs also have to bounce back after their last week's loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. That still takes some getting used to, where they lost 40 to 32. That was the final score of that one. And they were up at the Raiders were like 40 to 24 before the Chiefs got that final touchdown. Complete domination there. I expect the Chiefs defense to step up a little bit more than they did last week. They still allowed 28 points here to the Bills, but ultimately for Patrick Mahomes to get it done. And then finally, the last Monday Night Football game and the final game of the week, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys. Oh boy, Dak Prescott, he's out, he's gone. Broken ankle for Dakota Prescott. In comes Andrew Dalton, who I think will perform well for the Cowboys this season. But one thing that will not perform well for the Cowboys this season is a unit that has not played well for the Cowboys this season, and that is their defense. And with Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins coming to town, they're going to put up too many points for the Cowboys to keep up with. Give me the Cardinals to win this one. And then finally, we move on to my guarantees of the week. These are my betting picks of the week. Well, we were 2-3 last week. I don't love the Lions this week. We're going to do the best that we can. How about the Panthers -1.5? I feel very comfortable right now, actually, in them winning their game this week. Again, they've been playing well. Teddy Bridgewater's been leading the offense well. Matt Rule's been doing a good job. -1.5 considering the circumstances. Even against the Chicago Bears that are 4-1, I like their chances. Give me the Panthers. Green Bay Packers -1. They're going to beat the Bucs. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. They're going to beat the Bucs to me. It'd be a sizable upset, and you give me 1 point? Oh, God, I'll take the 1 point all day. Titans -3. They should beat the Texans by more than 3 at this point. It just seems like Deshaun Watson doesn't have enough. Whenever he has enough, yes, he can beat the Titans. He doesn't have enough right now. And then speaking of that game, give me the over 52.5 because the Titans offense is putting up points right now, period, right? That's just something that they're doing. And against this Texans defense, it's something they're going to continue to do. And then Deshaun Watson, against his Titans defense, he's going to get, at the very least, some touchdowns late in the game to cover the spread. So give me the over 52.5 there. And then finally, Chicago at Carolina. Look, I know the Bears have a good defense. The Panthers have a quite good offense right now. And their defense is, hit or miss. I think the Bears could put points on them. I think the Panthers will respond, and they get over the 45 points. So that's what I have there. So with that said, that's going to do it for my NFL Week 6 picks and predictions. What are your picks and predictions? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.